Hey everybody, welcome into the Beehive. I'm your host, TheBee at LLC. And this is where we stack precious metals like it's pollen and nectar. Our pollen is silver and our nectar is gold, preserving our wealth as honey of old. And like ancient metals, we hold our own. And that's what we're going to be doing today, is unboxing another ancient coin. I just got in from Harlan J, Berk. And so we'll get into that momentarily, but I want to also show you a couple modern bullion coins that I got. And this is one of them. This is from Italy, and it is their first coin, silver coin, 3/9 fine bullion coin ever, I think. Let's see, let's jump over. Let's jump over to ATMEX here and see what it says. In 2025, the Italian state mint introduced its first ever 1-ounce silver bullion coin, and it sold out immediately. This coin features has two thes there. This coin features the beautiful Daisy, the debut release in the Flora and Fauna series. Italy's first ever 1-ounce silver bullion coin, sold out at the mint. 3/9 fine silver, only limited mintage of 16,000 coins. So I picked up two of this and one other coin. We'll take a look at it here in a minute. But this is the new coin from Italy, 2025. First ever bullion silver coin, 3/9 pure. And they're a new Flora Fauna series, so they know about the pollen and nectar as well, it looks like. Good call on their choice. And then also we have the latest pickup in the Australian Swan series. So the series starts over here with 2017. This is 2018, 19, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and then this is 2025. And I really like this coin. It's a little bit different in the field than the other coins. It's kind of got a frosty background for the landscape of the field, and a kind of a proof looking swan. And in hand, this one really looks nice, so I was happy with it. I believe this says it's 4/9 fine silver on here, and it is a coin, the Australian silver swan, 4/9 fine. And so yeah, this was number 9 out of the series so far. And let's see what it says. So on the swan, it says, new from the Perth Mint is the 9th release in the iconic Swan series. The 2025 Silver Swan has a limited mintage of 25,000 coins made of 4/9 fine silver. So it has a limited mintage of 25,000 coins. Both very nice bullion coins. But let's get to the unboxing. So yeah, we got a FedEx here. Let me move myself so you can see the full line there. keeps going. Invoice. All right, let's take a look at this. So, Arcanania, Anactorium, however you say that. 320 to 380 BC, a stator of 8.57 grams. And on the obverse, we have Pegasus flying left, AN monogram below. And on the reverse, we have the helmeted head of Athena left, AN monogram, and Amphilos to right. And I was looking up what Amphilos is, and it's supposed to be a rock, kind of a hollow rock that was considered in Delphi by the oracle there to be the navel of the world, where the earth was birthed, and she could talk to a god in the earth, the spirit of this god, through this Amphilos, the navel of the world, I guess, is kind of what it was considered. But that's one terminology they give anyway. So let's take a look here at what we got. So I've been kind of wanting one of these since I got into the ancient Greek coins, and just been holding off and picking up some other stuff, but this one finally came along at a price I could not refuse, and I like the art of it. A lot of the Pegasus horses I see are just kind of not natural at all looking. Not that a horse with wings is natural looking, but overall it is much more proportional in this coin. So I went ahead with it, and of course the reason I got this particular coin was for the Pegasus, the obverse, I guess it would be. And so this, on the reverse here, we have Athena, and it's actually a nice portrait of Athena too. It's kind of a big schnoz there, so maybe not the most beautiful, but not bad, really, not bad at all. I kind of like it, and it's got the Amphilos. This is that rock they consider the Amphilos, the navel of the world. It was again in the Greek city of Delphi with the oracle there, I think, is where the origin story is coming out of. And we're also going to look at a few origin stories for Pegasus here. So let's do that now. Let me share my screen. So this is GreekMythology.com. In Greek mythology, Pegasus was an immortal winged horse, one of the two children of Poseidon and Medusa, along with his brother, the golden-sworded Chryser. Pegasus sprang forth most miraculously from his pregnant mother's neck after Perseus had beheaded her. He belonged to the Greek hero Bellerophon for some time before being stabbed by Zeus and tasked with drawing the chariot of his thunderbolts. Pegasus and water springs. So Hesiod, I think was a Greek poet, an old Greek poet, says that Pegasus' name originates in the Greek word for springs, pege, since he was supposedly born near the springs of ocean. But he was also associated with water due to an extraordinary trait of his he had inherited from his father, namely, just like Poseidon, Pegasus was capable of creating water streams wherever he'd struck his hoof. At least two famous springs in Greece, both named Hippocrene, horse spring, were widely believed to have been issued forth by Pegasus' hoof. The more famous one of the two was located on Mount Helicon, the sacred abode of the Muses. Its water, when drunk, enthused poets with inspiration and creativeness. And then there's a couple different of the main parts of the story of Pegasus. You have the taming of Pegasus. Notoriously wild and free-roaming, Pegasus was finally tamed by one of the greatest Greek heroes, Bellerophon. But he didn't do it by himself. He had a lot of help from Athena. According to Pindar, one of the most celebrated ancient Greek poets, the goddess gifted him with a charmed golden bridle. So we were just talking about precious metals on bridles the other day, and I guess that idea goes back quite a ways, which Bellerophon used to capture Pegasus when the stallion was drinking water at the Pierian Spring, another water source associated with Pegasus and the Muses. Pegasus and Bellerophon's adventures. Riding on Pegasus, Bellerophon was capable of overcoming the Amazons, the fire-breathing Chimera, and the warlike Solymi. In addition, Pegasus was the means through which Bellerophon exacted his revenge on Jebot's wife, Stheneboia, who testified falsely against Bellerophon after he had rejected her advances. According to some, afterward, Bellerophon offered her a ride on Pegasus, which she gladly accepted. However, as they were flying over the sea, the winged stallion flung her down into the depths. The death of Bellerophon. Little did Bellerophon know at the time that he would meet his similar fate. After his numerous victories against all kinds of opponents, Bellerophon started believing that the mortals aren't worthy of his presence and that he deserved to live among the gods on Mount Olympus. So he mounted his faithful horse and started his journey upward. Zeus, angered by Bellerophon's hubris, soon sent a gadfly which stung Pegasus bad enough that the winged horse threw his rider down to the earth and to his death. So, and then Pegasus in the heavens. After some time, the riderless Pegasus did reach Olympus. Zeus stabbed him with his other steeds and soon after tasked him with drawing his thunderbolt carrying chariot. After years of service, Zeus awarded Pegasus with a constellation, which bears his name to this very day. Pegasus sources. Hesiod documents Pegasus' birth and the origins of his name and early passages of his theogony. You can read the story of Bellerophon and Pegasus in Pindar's 13th Olympian Ode. In the 30 or so verses beginning with the 60th, as is often the case, you can find an informed summary of it in Apollodorus Library. And I thought this was kind of interesting because it looks a lot like the modern coins with the rider striking a dragon with his spear. So very much like this picture. Anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. And then when we look back to like some of the I was looking for some of the earliest imagery of Pegasus that they knew about. And I think some of the first imagery sounds like it came on pottery. But here are some of the earliest coins known. And this one comes from Ionia. And that's kind of where we have our first coinage. So it's very early on, 620 to 550 BC. They say we get back to 650, maybe a little later. So this is very early on, and here you see the imagery of Pegasus, kind of this very old, archaic style of a horse, winged horse. And then another image that you see on a lot of ancient coins is this. Oh goodness, it's gonna slip my mind right now. Oh, Trisculus, something like that. Which is this. Sometimes it shows like 3 human legs or 4 human legs, kind of like this with feet, and showing it that it's turning like a tire, basically motion of it running or running as a tire. Maybe showing movement, they say. But here you have that image with a Pegasus right there. And this is a beautiful gold Kizikos coin. They're saying 450 to 330 BC, a stater. A very nice coin. I think that's amazing. I would love to have that coin. And it sold for, where did I see that? Oh, it shows somewhere where this one. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, this is a different one then. Okay, it's not showing it. It was saying up here that a magnificent example dated to 550 to 500 BC brought over 85,000 in a recent European auction. I am guessing, I don't see the price tag on this piece, but I'm guessing it went for a nice price as well. So those are some of the examples. Here's an example of a Tarsus. I have another coin, ancient coin from Tarsus, with Baal seated on his throne. But anyway, here we have this coin with of Tarsus showing the winged Pegasus, kind of an archaic style on this horse on the left, style wing, an archaic looking wing, and on the right here, it's a little bit more modern style wing. But both, I think that's supposed to be Bellerophon, however you say his name, riding Pegasus there. He looks like he's got a spear. So some interesting old coinage. And there's a beautiful gold stater. Nicaea 350 BC. Here's another decadron and it's a Carthaginian coin. Okay, and here we have, let me see if you guys are still seeing this. Yeah, okay. So here we have a Sicily, Syracuse from the Third Democracy, a 344 to 317 BC stater. And this is more getting closer to the imagery of the coin I just picked up here. And as you can see, this what looks to be almost a capital E or a backwards S is an old S in Greek. So Syracusia or something like that. So Syracuse, Sicily. That's getting a lot closer to the imagery on the coin I got. And then here's a bit more modern one, more getting up to the Roman age coins. Here we are at 120 to 63 BC on this Mithridates coin, and it has a, looks to be Pegasus there on the back. So those are, oh, and then I'll show you where Arcania is on a map. Right here, maybe I can do it. So yeah, this is the boot of Italy would be up in the left corner here. So it's just down from Italy. Arcania, or however you pronounce that. And I believe that is all I had for you. Yeah, here's the Amphilos Wikipedia definition. And Amphilos is a religious stone. In ancient Greek, the word means navel. Among the ancient Greeks, it was a widespread belief that Delphi was the center of the world. According to the myths regarding the founding of the Delphic oracle, Zeus, in his attempt to locate the center of the earth, launched two eagles from the two ends of the world, and the eagles, starting simultaneously and flying at equal speeds, crossed their paths above the area of Delphi, and so that was the place where Zeus placed the stone. Being the Latin term is umbilicus mundi, navel of the world. Omphalos stones were believed to allow direct communication with the gods. Harlan 1933 suggested that the stone was hollow to allow intoxicating vapors breathed by the oracle to channel. I wasn't sharing the page, sorry, to channel through it. Erwin Rode wrote that the Python at Delphi was an earth spirit who was conquered by Apollo and buried under the Amphilos. So some interesting stuff there. And yeah, that is about all I had for you today. So let's take one more look at this coin here and I'll let you go. I really like the toning, and then the wings look kind of natural the way they blend in, and a lot of the horse's neck and head or the hind legs all look really not very good in a lot of the depictions, whereas this had pretty good proportions, so I thought it was pretty cool. And Athena on the back is actually in really good condition too. Definitely not the most beautiful depiction I've seen, but not too bad overall at all. Very nice helmet. And then looks like a necklace of pearls, perhaps. And the amphilos on the back. Very cool coin. Take a look at the edge here. It has that look right there, how it comes to a point even though it's rounded on the sides. And a lot of ancient coins have that look. It's just like you can see some movement in this coin. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Got some flow lines that kind of seem to give it movement. So it probably means that the die had a little bit of use on it before this coin got struck. But very cool nonetheless. All right, everybody. Thanks for stopping in, and we will catch you all on the next one.